one artist has ruined many songs for me, and that artist's name is Weird Alfred Yankovic.
Oh, come on.
He has. I cannot stop hearing now. A Betty and a Barney got a baby named a Bam Bam. Little Pebbles is his number one fan. Yabba dabba 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 doo. And welcome to Is This Good? The show where we boldly, conclusively, and scientifically decide what things in this big wide world are good. Today we're back with another all-listener submitted mailbag episode. And joining me on this trip to the post office, they put the forever and forever stamps because they're married. Do you get it? This is like the third time I've said this, people. Why are you saying that? Well, they're married. Marriage is forever. Jason and Rachel Doyle.
Well, so far so good.
I mean,
do you think this is the podcast that will tear you apart?
Could be. You never know.
We could get divorced today, and people would say
for the content.
Well, for whatever reason. I mean, the day is young, but we could get divorced today, and people would say, "Wow, they had a great run." You know,
that's pretty good.
Like we're good. We're doing good.
It was 22 years, January 8th.
That's right.
And then 28 years in total. So. Jesus.
Wow, you guys have been together, like dating and married for almost 30 years.
Yes.
Gross. All right, let's get to the first question. Hi, guys. I just rewatched True Lies, classic. That's them saying classic, not me. But I would agree that True Lies is a classic.
I agree, too.
And I was reminded it has my favorite action movie trope in it, the oblivious janitor. The general gist is that some insane and intense action set piece will be happening, and then we cut to the headphone-wearing janitor's perspective, and he's completely unaware anything's going on behind him as he calmly goes about his work, and his chill music's like, do 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 before we cut back to the loud fighting. I enjoy it every time. Anyways, what's your favorite action movie trope? That's from Paul. You see, Paul wrote do do do, but I just inferred that it was Girl from Ipanema because it's 9 out of 10 times when this happens in an action movie, it's Girl from Ipanema.
Really?
It is the funniest selection, I think. I mean,
is that what you would pick? Because you would be in charge, like in your other jobs when you're sound editor, you'd be in charge of putting the song in there that you think makes it the best gag.
Right.
Do you not think Girl from Ipanema is a little too on the nose at this point?
It is incredibly on the nose, but I'll say this about Girl from Ipanema, it's timeless. It's always going to work. Like 10 years from now, 20 years from now, Girl from Ipanema playing in a janitor's headphones. I mean, come on.
Why is a janitor listening
I know.
to Brazilian jazz?
I know. They just love the bossa nova beat as they're mopping floors or buffing the floors. I would probably put Creed's Higher in there. I think that would be funnier today, you know?
It would.
The problem with that, though, is it enough of a contrast but to go from because Higher might be a song that you play under an action sequence.
Actually, that is true.
You know, John Wick's like rising up. He's on a crane and there's a rope on the crane. He's rising up and it's got 2 guns and he's shooting down.
You're right.
As Creed's High. Actually, that's more of a Deadpool thing. Let's be honest.
Yeah. But I mean, that's sort of become, a needle drop is great in an action film. I mean, if somebody's got to have the balls to drop Girl from Ipanema during an action scene, an old version of it, not some souped up Madonna version of it. So that's how old I am. I tried to access a current pop star and I came up with fucking Madonna. Okay.
Couldn't do it.
Have you heard this new great song out there, La Isla Bonita? I think it's Spanish or something. Madonna. Yeah. No, this is the crazy thing. No last name. I know you were asking for the last name so you could look it through the record bin and find it, but no last name.
You know what's crazier about Madonna? That's actually her first name. It's her real first name, Madonna Ciccone. Right?
Is it?
Yeah. I think so. It's
I believe it is.
Yeah. Don't check me on that. Put it in the comments if I'm wrong.
Prince's first name was Prince.
That's right.
Prince Albert. All right.
Okay.
JD, what's your favorite action movie trope?
Look, I'm going to go right to the top of action movie tropes. I love this character. Every time it comes on, it's probably the number one thing that you think of in an action movie, and that is the apoplectic police chief or sergeant. right? They're the boss. You know what I mean? Like
a Yaphet Kotto.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. I mean, you just love to see your hero get chewed out. That it's just great. It's always funny to me.
Because he's just trying to do his job, but he wrecked a lot of personal property, but it was a car chase. What'd you want him to do?
That's right.
Do you need them to be yelling about putting your badge and your gun down on the table?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the second scene, right? The first scene is the warning. The second scene is the consequence. So, and I do like that it's low key. It's the voice of reason in the film, right? Even though they're completely unhinged and yelling crazily at the person, they're actually talking sense. Like the amount of property, you didn't have to cause all this property damage, MacGyver. You know what I mean? Like,
right. And Axel Foley, like, did you need to jump into the garbage truck to chase these people as you're rolling over parked cars or whatever?
Yeah, exactly.
Only in the end to lose them and fire your bullets in the air as they run away down an alley or something. Like, surely you could have just got the license plate and then we could have taken it from there.
Right, exactly. So yeah, I'm going with the angry police boss.
Angry police chief. Rachel, before I ask you yours, JD, what do you think the lure of the oblivious janitor is? Because Paul's making me think about it, and I don't really understand it, in all honesty. Like, do you think it's just like I said, a contrast because there's a crazy shoot 'em up scene going on outside. It's very loud. Maybe they're playing Higher by Creed.
Yeah.
And then you cut away and it's silent. And so you're like, oh, like, it's not just like big, 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 big. It's like big, then small, and then you really notice how big it is when you cut back.
But it's also isn't it normally a chill song or something a little less, like you said?
Totally.
It's cool to see that contrast, and it's funny.
But why? I'm just going to say, I don't think it's funny. Maybe it's like a lot of tropes where you've seen it so many times that it's no longer cute or clever. Because sure, maybe the technical reason for it is a contrast, but I think people laugh at it. Like, they think it's funny that the janitor doesn't see that Tom Cruise is riding a motorcycle on the side of the building or something.
It's cute. I think it's cute.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little breath. It's a chance for you in the audience to take a breath.
Yeah.
When...
Did you ever think that the janitor knows and he just wants nothing to fucking do with you, Jason Statham?
He's that into his job.
I would be that janitor. I'd be like, just pretending that there's something on my headphones just to not engage with what's happening around me.
Yeah.
You know how you do on a bus or whatever?
Yeah. And then if they're like they point at your ears as in like, take your headphones out. Like, this is just in any janitor situation. Like, someone's asking me for directions. I shut them off, and then he asks the question again, and then I'm pointing to the buffer, that I'm using, which is so loud I can't hear you anyways.
Yeah.
I don't want to participate with anyone if I'm the janitor. Because sometimes maybe I'm just being hired out by a service. I don't even know the building that well.
You're
right.
What
I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just here trying to do my job. Rachel, do you have a favorite action movie trope?
Well, I mean, I don't know how often this happens, but, coming out of retirement to do one last gig.
Good one.
You don't know how often that happens.
Well,
out of every 2 movies?
Okay, very good. All right. And obviously the best choice is John Wick coming out of retirement because his fucking dog got murdered.
Right.
That was spectacular.
What's wrong with that?
No, it's the best. Like, it's a puppy. You're going to avenge the puppy.
There's a good reason, for sure.
Okay, I'm going to do 3 variations of kind of the same thought.
Okay.
I'll rank them good, great, and goat after our Patreon followers.
Okay.
Patreon.com/isthis good. All right, good is like hero is a badass, like a walking weapon, right? But he's left it all behind to lead a mild-mannered life, and he doesn't want to fight until you push him too far. Okay, that's like Rachel was just talking about. John Wick is a good example. Denzel in The Equalizer. Okay, that's good. Sure, that's good. Great is the same thing, but the hero has to hide his identity from his loved ones because he doesn't want them to know how much of like a killer he is. Nobody with Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah.
Good example of that. True Lies, which Paul mentioned, has aspects of this. Like Arnie doesn't want to know, want Jamie Lee Curtis to know. And then the goat of this theme is hero doesn't even know they're the walking weapon.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then it starts being revealed to them, and they're like, why do I have these powers? Why do I have these, like, Bourne is a quintessential. He's sitting in the diner, he's going, why do I know that there's 3 exits and 11 men sitting here and 4 cars in the parking lot? Long Kiss Goodnight with Gina Davis, another favorite of mine. She's just chopping a carrot. She's like, why am I so good? You know, she hears a noise, chunk, throws the knife into the wall with stunning accuracy.
Yeah.
So these are all variations of the same theme, of the same trope, but I love A Long Kiss Goodnight or A Born when they don't even know that they're a killer.
I'm gonna swap the two. I would put Nobody, the Bob Odenkirk type, hidden past Denzel as well. I like that at the top because I get really frustrated with amnesia storylines. You know what I mean? The moment where, you know, they block the punch or the kick, right? Like I just did, and something flew.
Oh,
How did
I was wondering what that was.
But there is this moment where
I just blocked my Stanley mug. No, I think that's called knocking it over.
Yeah. When the main character doesn't know what they're doing, they reflexively will block a kick, and then they look at their hand like surprised, like, how did I do that? You know what I mean? So
no, I'll take it. That's some Jackie Chan style shit.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the comedy, and I'm not saying I don't love it. I'm just saying Born, I was just like, how do you not remember? How do you not remember anything? You know what I mean?
Spy drugs.
Yeah, I do. Well, he was hit in the head many times.
Yeah, I suppose. That's a good point.
I know climbing through an air vent has a bad name as a action movie cliche, but I'll take it still.
Oh, come on. Yeah,
I'm
that's
great.
great.
Take it.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? I think we could skip. The only thing I don't like about the air vent is scene where they realize you're in the air vent and then they shoot into the ceiling and then you crouch and the bullets just go in a pattern all the way around you. Right. Or like you're sitting kind of and your legs are spread eagle, so the bullets go through your legs and on either side of your legs, but not. And then you look down, maybe the last bullet comes really close to your nutsack and that's a laugh line. You know, like that I don't need. Hiding on the ceiling. You know what I mean? Like they kicking every bathroom stall door open and you're out there because you're like, spread eagled onto the ceiling.
Yeah. So these are ones you don't like.
That one I could take or leave. And one that I see a lot now. I mean, I'm sure this has been always, but like, okay, let's say good guy is hiding behind a door or in a closet or something. Bad guy is running through the house and you see him walking up to the closet door and then he kicks it open. But it's a different door. You can breathe a sigh of relief, you know, but from the perspective of the person, the good guy, you think it's his door or her, you know, whatever.
This is an Antoine Fuqua go-to, I think, because I think that happens in both Equalizers that I saw.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. By the way, Equalizer 3, very good.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm looking
better than Equalizer 2. So
really?
If you liked Equalizer 2, you're in for a real treat. It takes place in Italy.
Does it? Oh.
We got Dakota Fanning in there.
Another John Wick movie that we haven't seen. I feel like we're behind.
No.
Is there a fourth? Or
I think there's a fourth coming.
There is a fourth.
Wait, has it come out already?
It's a good question. I'm kind of out on John Wick.
Me too.
I have to tell you.
Man,
John Wick 4 came out in 2023. You're 2 years late, Rachel.
Came out 2 years ago? Wow.
Well, whatever. Probably like a year and something.
Well, I just watched Equalizer 2, so that's how behind I am.
All right. Next question. Hi, guys. A while ago on the show, JD gave a rapturous review of Texas Roadhouse. That's true. I was there. It was rapturous.
I have a quick follow-up, but go ahead.
Okay, well, this made me think of a follow-up question. Draft beer, is this good? I understand this is an absurd question to ask, but seriously, you'll never have dirty or soapy lines, carbonation problems, or too much head from a bottle. Plus, the dizzying array of mediocre local craft brews with silly names and animal head taps don't get in the way of your conversation with Anthony. Editor's note, jumping in here. Did you say the guy that served you's name was Anthony?
It was Anthony, yeah.
Oh my God. Look, our listeners.
All right.
They don't forget anything. I thought he was just saying a name.
No, it was Anthony.
Downstream questions about packaging, waste, etc. notwithstanding, are you not safer just getting the known comfort of a cold, clean bottle over trusting that whoever the bar manager is does a great job keeping the lines clean and maintained? Love the show. Shout out to the complainant area. Long-time listener. That's from Joe. A great question. Something I've thought about too, JD. You've been both behind and in front of the bar. What say you?
Well, it is a great question. And I don't think it's that controversial, actually, because draft beer is so incredibly hit and miss. There's only one scenario where I prefer a draft beer, and that's Guinness. I mean, it's a far superior from the tap. I will mostly order bottles if I can. If I think about it. Yeah, if I actually think about it. Because it's so like how many times have you gotten something that was slightly skunky or flat, and you're just like, now I got to send this back, or it's warm or whatever. Bottle, crack it. It's perfect every single time. So, yeah.
You feel the same way about soda?
Yeah, well, that's more complicated, I think. I prefer a Diet Coke out of the fountain if it's at a McDonald's or something like that. But
I like watered down soda.
What do you mean?
But isn't the problem with a fountain soda that sometimes it's sugarier, which I think is why people like it, because they're mixing they're diluting it themselves, and sometimes it's stronger.
Really?
Well, JD, why don't you rank can, tap, bottle when it comes to beer? I know it's still a can, but I'll throw in Tallboy. Can, Tallboy, tap, bottle.
Give me a brand.
Why?
It makes a difference to me. Like, for
Bud
example, Bud Light. Good one. Probably bottle.
You stumped him.
Bottle, Tallboy, can, draft.
Wait, why is Tallboy over can?
Well, Tallboy is a can, and there's more in it. That's it.
Oh, okay, but in a world of limitless beer, I think Tallboys is the bottom for me, because it's not as pleasant to hold, and then it can get warm, and especially, I mean, am I wrong? There was like Tallboy when I was a kid drinking, and now what people call a Tallboy, like a thing you get at a basketball game, that's like a car battery.
That's a king can.
Is that still a king can? Oh, okay.
Which is when you go to a Hawks game here in Atlanta, I mean, I could be wrong. The last time I was there, you could only get king cans. So we're talking like 32 ounces of beer. And that was the only size they had of anything.
Is that like 2.5 bottles?
I think so, yeah. It seems unwise to serve that much at once. I mean, I was fine with it, obviously, but
and yet when you go to a baseball game and they stop serving in the 7th inning, you go, what the fuck? I'm supposed to sit here for 2.5 more innings?
Yeah, that's annoying. But,
Why doesn't beer come in a plastic bottle? Now that I'm thinking, like, because I'm saying can, tap, glass bottle. Yeah. And if we're using the soda analogy, Coke comes in all these plus plastic.
Yeah. I feel like I have had beer in a plastic. No, maybe I haven't, actually.
The more I think about it, I've never even seen it as an option.
That's odd.
I guess it's not pleasant. I mean, I would say if you were asking me to rank Coke, plastic bottle would be the bottom, right?
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
The only thing it's good for is not breaking when you drop it.
Correct.
But that's to say nothing of its flavor. So you're saying bottle. Okay. Rachel,
bottle.
What are you saying?
I'm not a big beer connoisseur, but I always like to order draft.
It doesn't bar feel like bottle? Like, like divey bar feels like a bottle, but pub feels like a draft.
Oh, yeah. I'm never ordering a bottle. If I'm like in England in a pub, there's no way. I'm definitely ordering a pint, because it's more fun to say pint.
Yeah,
feels better.
Oh my god! If you're going all the way over there and you don't get to say pint, what's the point?
What is the
what's
point?
the point if you don't get to say pint?
You can't. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, and I think that the British, I'll say it. I think they're a little bit more on top of the beer situation over there.
They do seem more like professional. And in a pub, you'll always see them pouring it in a specific way. Like they'll stop halfway, they'll turn it around, they'll spin it around their head, whatever it is they do over there.
And they're so unself-conscious about making you wait. If there's a ritual to whatever they're pouring, you're going to wait for it, and you're going to be fine with it. And it's great.
Now, I have the same worry about a tap. Like, because I love dive bars, but I'm looking at it, and I'm like, nothing in here is clean. The tables aren't clean, the floor isn't clean, the walls are not clean. The cutlery is not clean. Why would I assume that the one clean thing are these lines, the hardest thing to clean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That there wouldn't be
won't kill you,
mold or whatever in there. But my perspective was changed when I was like traveling and teaching in China.
Yeah.
Because the bartender of the local, like our local that we went to, he was actually Canadian. And he would tell us, don't drink the bottled beer because they put formaldehyde in it to prevent, like, I don't know if it's sterilization or sedimentation or whatever. And I kind of was like, that's just whatever.
Right.
But I looked it up, and it is 100% true. It says in 2001, Chinese media reported that as many as 95% of all Chinese beers contained formaldehyde.
Wow.
So he said drink from the tap.
Okay.
But
Good to know.
Like, no one's ever going to say, let's say water fountain or Fiji bottle. No one's ever going from the tap when it comes to
Right.
water. So
Right.
it's sort of, perhaps this should not be unexpected. All right, another bar question. Hey, Matt, I decided to go with some pals for the recent Notre Dame versus Penn State playoff game. Who cares? That's me saying that. And just kidding. I hope you had fun at your college football game. The bar is close to my home, and since I got off work early, I decided to go a couple hours beforehand. After fraternizing with some of the other folks at the bar and the bartender, I was offered a shot from the barkeep. At the end of the night, when I went to pay, I noticed the shot came up on my tab. Now, this is not my first time frequenting a bar, but this is the first time where the barkeep, I love he's calling him a barkeep suddenly. Yeah. The barkeep offered me a shot and I got charged for it. This is not a chain or some high-class establishment where I would expect nothing less than to be charged. Am I wrong for being caught off by this? Stay safe and enjoy your Jehovah January.
Wow, thank you.
All the best, Reed M. Reed, we could not be enjoying Jehovah's January any more than we are. Before I ask you, JD, because again, you've been behind the bar and in front, so I feel like you'll have a good opinion on this. Do you agree that he says he would expect to be charged at a chain or a high-class establishment? Because I kind of feel like it's the reverse.
Yeah.
I feel like chains are much better in a way about customer service.
In general, yes. And usually there is a budget. Like a bartender will have sort of a set amount of drinks that they could buy for regulars and stuff. I know I did.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you just sort of write it off as promotion or whatever.
So have you ever done this, though? Have you been the bartender that's like, hey, you want to do a shot?
Yeah, if I have, and if I say, hey, you guys want a shot or whatever. I mean, it's tricky because it sounds like he got upsold, right? Like,
How was the question posed?
yeah, that's sort
What
of.
does he say in the email? He says, I was offered a shot. Well, it's a good point. So he's like, let's say this guy Reed orders a beer, and the bartender says, hey, you want a shot?
Which has happened to me before at like a new bar. I've sat down, order a pint, and then they say, hey, you want a shot of wild turkey with that or whatever?
You look like the type of guy
a Boilermaker.
who orders a...
Yeah, but yeah, you want a shot to wash that beer down?
Isn't it more a beer to wash the shot down?
Yeah.
I digress.
But it was 100% clear to me that it was an upsell.
Right.
Yeah, this is a normal thing. You'll get this in, your Bostons or, like a Irish pub somewhere. They'll be like, you look like you need a shot with that. But if it's like, hey, our team just scored, you want a shot? That seems like a promo shot to me. That seems like you've been sitting here all night. Sorry, go ahead.
And it's probably like a diluted, like a little cranberry and vodka, and they call it something.
Oh, that old chestnut.
Sex on the beach.
Yeah.
Oh, blowjob. Do you want a blowjob? What? I never, sir. No, I meant the drink, the cleverly named drink.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what about what if I say to you, hey, do you want to do a shot? Like I say to the bartender, because this is a thing people do. I don't think I've ever done it, but do you want to do a shot?
Right.
Who's paying? It's assumed I'm paying for both of them, correct?
Correct. That is correct.
So then if you say, hey, let's do a shot, shouldn't you be paying for both of them?
I mean, right. So this scenario, I would like to know if the bartender did a shot as well.
Well, yeah, he does not say, but I think maybe that's the difference.
Right.
If the bartender's doing it and then he's like cheersing you and you're throwing him back,
right,
the bartender should be paying for that.
100%. And not the bartender, but the restaurant or the bar. Like
the barkeep, as this man.
Yes.
The barkeep at the inn, this weary traveler stopped at.
Yeah. This is a weird one. I think we need more information here, but yeah, it would feel weird. I mean, I would pay it, if I was offered a shot, and then I would, and then it just shows up on my beer, like randomly being offered a shot and then have it be charged
on your bill.
I don't know, but that's sort of the thing. That's the gig, right? What's the difference? You've been drinking beer all night. You want a shot now?
No, because you want a shot is so different than like, hey, let's do a shot, or something like that. And then you see him pouring it. He pours one for you. You both lift him up. You cheers, and you toss him back. Right. You should not be charged for that.
No.
If you do get charged for that, you've been tricked.
Yes.
And I will say, be more careful. Be more careful. If you're a man and it's a female bartender.
Yeah.
I think in that scenario, you might be induced to have a shot under the auspices of like, wow, we're really connecting when you're being upsold.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, but that's the truth. Men are stupid and will believe anything.
You found yourself in the middle of a sales contest. Sorry.
Exactly.
I got to move this much Goldschlager.
Oh, God.
Well, since Reed mentioned Jehovah's January, which it is right now, let me say, if you want to support the show, go to patreon.com/isthisgood, where you'll get ad-free episodes, access to our thriving community on Discord. You can do a live Zoom hangout with us and the P-Hounds every month, and you'll get an exclusive episode, which is coming out next week. So now would be a lovely time to subscribe, I would say, so you don't miss a thing. Send topics for future shows to isthisgoodpod@gmail.com, and subscribe on YouTube. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts, by the way. I should have checked before the show if there's been one recently. But I last time I checked, there wasn't, and
what is happening?
Hurt my heart. Oh, did someone just block something else?
Yes, Rachel has been attacked by an unknown assailant back there, and
I was attacked by this keyboard mouse.
Room.
All right, next question. Hey, Matt, JD, and Rachel. When JD first pitched the "Is This As Good As It Gets" segment, I initially thought it was about declaring when something had reached its peak. Turns out that's not at all what the segment is, but nonetheless, I have some questions for you in that vein. All right, first, wait, what is this? So, is this as good as it gets? Oh, yeah, I would give you some options. No, I would say give you a category.
Yes.
The famous one, famous in very hard air quotes, household appliance, and you would say, or kitchen appliance, and you would say the fridge. Right. That's as good as it gets. Yeah. Not the stove.
Yeah.
Because you could use a microwave.
Exactly.
Or a toaster oven. Okay, but this person's asking, like, what if it was about when something has reached its peak? So here's the first question. Going out to a party, at which age is it as good as it gets, JD?
Going to a party?
Yeah. No, going out to party.
Oh, going out to party.
Yeah.
Going out to
which
party.
I think is different. I think it's different than going to a party.
As good as it gets, 21 years of age.
Okay, why? Why not 19 in your hometown of Ontario, of Toronto, where you were legal at 19?
Right, because you're still inexperienced, like you still might go too far. I think when you're 21, you have just a little bit of responsibility with you. You know what I mean? You're a little bit more mature.
I guess so.
But you're still...
you lose the magic and the innocence of being... Because my answer is 18.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because I would trade all of it, like the responsibility, the having more cash, having better taste, having more options available to you. Right. Would trade it all for the magic and wonder of being out at 18. What's going to happen? Everything is new. The colors are so vibrant. I feel alive for the first time.
Yeah. Oh, and you're legal in Quebec, right? You don't even need a fake ID at 18. Correct. Yeah, fake ID was the best time, I think. ID.
So for you, that was what age?
I was 18.
18 in Ontario?
Nova Scotia.
18 in Nova Scotia.
17, okay, actually. But, yeah.
So, okay, we're all saying young, pretty young here. Because I think some people might say, 28 or 29, I had my first good job. I had some more money in the bank. I could drink what I wanted to drink, and I wasn't worried. We weren't pooling one pitcher between 9 people. We were going to cooler spots. I don't know. Some people might say that.
Yeah. I get all that. I think, the age part and the having money and not having to worry about it. I mean, I've definitely, when I lived in London, I was 19, yeah. I would often go, you know what? I'm going to have one more pint and I'm not going to bother having dinner tonight because I can't afford it. You know what I mean?
And that's where Guinness comes in because it has all the vital nutrients you need.
You learn a lot about regrets.
Hey, that's what blacking out's for, so you don't remember.
Right.
It's called alcoholism.
But yeah, so, being able, when you're 28, you can afford to go out for dinner and the drinks and partying afterwards. So that's good. But then you're getting older, so you're starting to get hungover and things like that. So, I'm with you. 18 to 21, I think, is the sweet spot.
So then I would guess that basically, like, any of these type of questions, our answer is going to be younger than, like, I don't know. Anything fun you were doing is better when you're younger, I think, is what we're getting.
Because it's the first time. It's novel.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then
so if he's asking masturbating, at which age is this as good as it gets?
Right.
When you're
9.
young and you're doing it like 18 times a day, that's when.
That's right. Everything's better when you're young. It only gets worse. Speaking of which, the next one he asks, your children's age. When is it as good as it gets for a parent? So, JD, Rachel, go off here. I have nothing to contribute.
I don't know, because it's all different. And I already, I miss it all. But it's also still very good because we're really close with these guys. So...
It's let me put it this way.
These
guys, yeah. Our roommates, you mean?
So one day these two guys came in and I said, "You want me to feed you dinner and do your laundry for the rest of your lives?" Cool.
Yeah. I mean, the only way I can answer this question is it's all awesome and it's all fucking terrible at once. Like there's just days where it's great and days where it just sucks. And all the ages are different, the different stages of development. So
they're all great. And
they're all
Okay, so they're all great. Is there an age that's particularly bad? Is there an age that you say, like, I don't want to do that one again?
No, I wouldn't say. I mean, I've heard, people, I don't know. I think this is just something people say when they'll ask you, hey, how old's your kids? And you're like, oh, they're 6 and 4. Oh, such a great age.
Oh, such a great age.
Is it? I mean, yeah, it absolutely is. Like, they're super cute. But, there's still the occasional shit pantsing or pants shitting.
What? 6 and what?
I don't know, 4.
What are you talking about?
Maybe not that.
What are you talking about? Okay, the worst I maybe would
Rachel,
be when they were both in
with
diapers.
your protein powder stories, you've probably shit your pants more recently, and you're much older than 6 and 4.
My bowels are active, but it stays out of my underwear. Folks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when they were both simultaneously in diapers, that was a challenge.
There's definitely
There's
lot
always
of
so much shit somebody wants to be dealing with on the daily.
Yeah. Two kids in diapers, not good. But
okay, but can I just say, as a parent, hold on to those moments because it goes so fast. And when they're 14, they're not going to want to hang out with you anymore,
Yeah.
And you'll wish that they were asking you to change their diapers.
It really makes you feel better.
You'll wish they looked right into your eyes and said, "I'd love to be suckling at your teeth." You're gonna miss that.
Yeah, because that's how long I breastfed, till they could have complete sentences and say, "Mommy, I'd like a sip. Mommy, tap, tap, tap."
Mommy, you know what we learned at school today? Algebra. Social media. Which year was it as good as it gets? My answer, never. It was never good. But if I had to pick, I'll say Twitter,
hold on.
2010 or 11.
Yeah. I think that's... Yeah, Instagram when it first came out. Twitter, I think you're right. 2010 was peak Twitter.
Yeah, the time of Twitter that we look back on and go, oh, hope no one digs those up.
Have you gone back and deleted anything?
No, I don't. I think I've always been scared of posting even before wokeness or politically correct or anything. I've always been like, yikes, probably shouldn't say anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a time when people were funnier. Like, online was for being funny. When anyone that didn't get it was like, what, Twitter? Why do I want to know what you just ate a sandwich? Mm-hmm. And you're like, okay, good. These people aren't on it yet, and the people that are just doing jokes. It's before there's any ads on Twitter. It's before people could really become successful from Twitter. It's maybe just starting that, like, writers for comedies are starting to be pulled off Twitter and things like that. Yeah, and it's, I'll also say that was around the same time as the blog era, which, God, I miss that too. Mm-hmm. When there were all these niche little blogs and people were trading links and posts and Google Reader, and you were making friends. One Trey Kirby, you know?
100%. 100%.
How do you know him? People would say, oh, how do you know Trey? And I'd say, oh, I know him from the internet.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Graydon Gordian, knew him from blogging.
That's exactly right. I mean, it used to be so fun to watch, cultural event like the Oscars or whatever. Just fire up Twitter, hashtag Oscars, and just the jokes and just whatever was happening live. It was amazing. It was an amazing thing. And even conversely, if something terrible happened, you could go to Twitter and not for information, but for more of a collective, oh my God, is everybody seeing this kind of thing? That sort of thing. Back when it was more pure reaction and less disinformation and, bullshit flying around. But yeah, it was lightning in a bottle that evaporated pretty quickly.
Very quickly. Rachel, what was your favorite year to be on Facebook?
Honestly, never. And thank God it wasn't around when I was growing up. Whew.
Yes.
You would have destroyed yourself, you think? Like posting pictures from last night?
Oh, most definitely.
A little messy on the internet?
Thirsty girl. No, it would have been bad.
But you have adult friends who are your age who are kind of
thirsty as fuck.
Types.
Yeah.
On Facebook?
Oh, yeah.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Thirsty on Facebook? Mm-hmm. No,
they
Facebook
need
is not a good
hobbies.
place
It's
to be
fine.
parched.
You know what the peak social media is for me right now, like today, 2025, is the neighborhood groups on Facebook. I fucking
next door
love them. I love them. Even though it makes me think my neighbors are all insane. Yeah. It's just amusing to me. Just people freaking out about just randomest shit.
Yeah.
Do you find that, like other social media, because I don't know if we've talked about this on the show, but there's certain people that you're better off not to follow them because you will start to dislike them. Mm-hmm. When you know them in real life, you're like, I know this is a good person, I know this is a fun person, but then you follow them online, and you're like, better not. Is the neighborhood group the same way, where you're like, God damn, these people sound crazy when I read their posts, but then when they're leaning over their fence, Wilson home improvement style, they're actually quite pleasant to talk to.
Yeah. I don't know a lot
We
of
don't
them.
know any of the people on there.
You have to assume.
Way to integrate into the neighborhood, guys.
And now we're fucking pariah.
There's a guy that has a sheep farm on your street, and people like you guys less than him.
What do people do? The people don't know us.
Yeah.
We keep to ourselves.
Oh, that was from Andreas, by the way. Those
thanks,
series.
Andreas.
This is good. This is a question, and those are fun. You could feel free, Andreas, or anyone else, to send that style of "Is this as good as it gets?" question.
Quick correction. It was
Yes.
Rachel's pitch. She came up with "Is this as good as it gets?" So I just relayed.
You did it, Rachel. And guess what, Andreas? You're sexist because you thought a woman couldn't come up with an idea.
Oh, God.
Well, yeah. And
No?
Andreas is. I think I did pitch it on the show, but it was Rachel's idea.
Oh, so you called it in on the dick phone, as they say.
Exactly. Otherwise, I knew you wouldn't pay attention.
I know.
Fuck.
And that's why he didn't even say, oh, Rachel had a great idea. And then he told me. He presented it as if it was himself. Actually, he said, another man, a very muscular man, told me this idea. And I was like, did you say he has six-pack abs? I'm in.
Yeah.
Well,
All
28
right.
years. Done.
That's it. Wow. Okay.
Well, we'll check in on you guys at the end of the show. Maybe spice it up here a little bit. Hey, Maddie, JD, and Rachel. Meeting your idols. Is this good? I've heard horror stories about people paying big bucks to meet bands backstage at VIP events and them being totally absent dicks. I've also had great experiences meeting stars I greatly admired, or in some cases completely idolized as a kid, and they were consummate professionals and only added to my fandom. What do y'all think? Have you ever met one of your idols? Love your work. Thanks, Gene. Rachel, have you ever met one of your idols?
Yeah, and it was lovely, but I made an ass of myself. That's the problem.
Okay, tell us everything. Who was this? Where'd you meet them?
Well, I took Lincoln on a little trip to LA with me.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't get a call, but
You
were
weren't
not
there.
living there.
He was like, Lincoln was what, 10 at the time?
I guess. Yeah.
And it was a conversation with Sam Harris and Richard Dawkins.
oh, happy birthday, Lincoln.
Yeah, really. was like, oh, God.
We
Boring.
did other things that he enjoyed. And I enjoyed both of these.
Mom, why do bad things happen to good people? Why would a loving God do that to us? Well, there is no God. I'm flying to LA and taking you to radical atheist Richard Dawkins speaking engagement.
Don't worry, he slept through most of it.
Okay.
I went there and it was a lovely evening. We were in the back of the auditorium. And then it was time to take your books up for a signing.
So you hauled a bunch of...
No, I took two for each author because I didn't want to seem like a jackass.
You took 4 books?
Yeah, 4 books.
Across the country?
Yeah, hardcovers.
Oh my God. Sounds like God isn't the only delusion that we're experiencing. I can't believe whatever happens next, the craziest part of the story is that you brought 4 hardcover books across the country.
To be signed.
That is the craziest part of this story. Oh. Sometimes I'll be reading a hardcover book and go, and I have a trip coming up. I'll be like, well, I guess I'm not reading this book anymore.
Anyway, so I had a big boner for Sam Harris. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed Richard Dawkins, but, not the same kind of...
Oh, why? Is Sam Harris good looking?
I'm not a about looks person. I'm about the whole package person.
So he's got to have a big dick. Okay, the whole package. I get it. I get what you're saying.
Sam Harris is trained...
He's a good-looking man.
He's trained in UFC. So I'm sure he's jacked.
Anyway...
Richard Dawkins, not so much.
So everybody's kind of, okay, we're getting ready to go up and do the signing of the books and say hi and all that. And I'm thinking there's going to be 2 lineups, one for each author. So I'm also a fucking scatterbrain. So I only take 2 books, the Sam Harris books, and I'm up there in the lineup, and then I'm realizing, oh shit, I need the Richard Dawkins books too.
So they were bifurcating the line, or
it wasn't. Yeah, it was. It turned into one line, and right. I'm up there at Richard Dawkins. I'm like, Lincoln, and he's way in the back. Bring me the Richard Dawkins.
I can't believe. Okay, first of all,
fetch me the Dick Dawkins.
Yeah, so you drag 4 books across the country, 3,000 miles, but you won't bring 4 books up to the fucking lineups.
I thought I had to do it in 2 sections. I was fangirling, totally fucking stupefied. And so Lincoln, I'm making a huge scene. Everyone's like, this bitch is holding the line up, and she's fucking yelling to her child. Anyway, so he brings it up to me, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. And then... to top it off in embarrassment with having Richard Dawkins sign it, he sees that it's a secondhand copy because he's like, I remember this edition. I'm like, and I would have been 11 at the time that it came out. So clearly it was just insult to injury.
He didn't know. He couldn't.
Well, it was the way he looked at me like,
so it was
why couldn't you have had that edition?
No, I could have, but I felt...
These books came out 50 years ago.
No, I could have had that edition, but I didn't pay full price for it. It was clearly a secondhand copy. I would have been 11 at the time. I was fucking 8. It was almost 9 years ago. He kind of looked at me funny when he was
it was stamped DeKalb County Library.
Yeah, so from the library.
That would have only made it worse. But it was the hardcover edition of The Selfish Gene, and it was the second publishing of it. I could tell by the look on his face, he was already like, you're a fucking idiot for holding up the line, and now I know you didn't even fucking buy this full price, because it's definitely second hand. Anyway, so that was totally embarrassment. And then I saw Sam Harris, and he was fucking lovely, and they were both lovely.
Well, what does Richard Dawkins write in your book?
Yeah.
No, he just signed it.
Hey, you don't believe in God? Me neither.
He's like, fucking, don't be such an idiot. No, they just signed their names.
He signed
we are alone on this cruel planet.
Okay.
Look, he's an evolutionary biologist. He was actually the one who coined the term meme, which is kind of interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's in The Selfish Gene. Anyway, it was very embarrassing, but it was a great evening.
Do you have a number 2 like famous person or idol that you met, or is this number 1 with a bullet?
Well, it's number 1 and 2. Who's number 3, Rachel?
Well, Steven Pinker was really cool.
Hey, Steven Pinker's from Montreal.
Yeah. And that was awesome. It was
Not to be confused with Peter Singer, the Australian.
Oh, I love Peter Singer.
Ethicist. Oh, Peter,
amazing.
don't get me started.
I would love to meet him.
You met Margaret Atwood.
I'm Margaret Atwood, Timothy Finlay. Mm-hmm. And yes, they signed my fucking books as well.
So it's only thinkers and authors that you're interested in meeting.
That gives me the bone. Yeah, but I haven't done as much reading as I used to, so I'm kind of like it's all jello up there. So,
JD, you ever met anyone that anyone knows about?
I met Sting once.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I was an elevator operator at the CN Tower. I was in high school. Uh-huh. Oh my God, Rachel.
Oh my fucking God.
Jesus Christ.
I just fucking broke Lincoln's mug.
Good thing you blocked it from attacking you.
Yes, I met Sting. I was an elevator operator at the CN Tower.
Yes.
And it was a very busy day, but for some reason my elevator came to the ground floor, and there was only 2 people standing there, Sting and his publicist. And I had a 58-second trip with just the 3 of us in the elevator. And I awkwardly said my speech as I took off.
Oh, you had to do a bit.
Yeah, because that was part of it. Yeah.
Did you think of doing a cool guy thing, like to show him hey, I'm not just your average fan, by calling him Gordon?
It did cross my mind to refer to him as Gordon, but
as Mr. Sumner.
I was so taken aback. I had zero warning at all. Like, he was just there, and it was obviously like a VIP thing, and then they just ushered him in. I was like, what do I do here? I was 16.
Did you say, "Hey, Sting, don't stand so close to me"?
No, I should have.
You should have. That would have been funny. I wonder if anyone's ever said that to Sting. That'd be great. Yeah. I wish I met Sting. That's what I'd say to him.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oops.
Okay, Rachel, if you're just listening, Rachel is showing us a broken mug of, what is that, Presidents?
Yeah, Lincoln just got it from his girlfriend for Christmas.
Oh, that's nice. He broke his gift. That's nice. Well, I'll say, don't meet your idols, right? Yeah. That's a thing I've been hearing my whole life. Mm-hmm. And I've come to the conclusion that it is just irrelevant. It's neither good nor bad advice. It's just completely irrelevant.
You're right.
Because what is the connection between good songwriter, let's say, and kind gentleman? There's no what I'm saying is, if I love a songwriter and he's my idol, and then I meet them and then I go, "Oh, he was a dick."
Right.
Don't meet your idols. It'll ruin it for you. Why? Why would that ruin it for me? And why would I expect those things to go together necessarily?
Wouldn't it paint that artist's art differently if you knew they were a complete asshole?
Look, if someone does something bad, like sexual assault or something like that, yes, it does change it.
Yeah.
But okay, let's say Layla. I'm not talking about the acoustic version, okay? I'm talking about the good version. That song is one of the most classic rock songs of all time.
Yes.
Right? There's just no getting around that.
Yeah.
It's written about how Eric Clapton's stealing his best friend George Harrison's wife.
Right.
Shout out to you, Patty, by the way.
Shout out to Patty.
Well, I didn't want to just say George Harrison's wife and get the emails. She has a name.
Oh, fair enough.
I'll even say her maiden name, Boyd. Okay. I won't even call her Patty Harrison. Mm-hmm. But that's good art coming out of a guy being a dick. And believe me, Eric Clapton, we learned, is a real big dick.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
And I don't like Eric Clapton, so this isn't a good example.
I'll say this. I've never liked his music. Never.
No, I've never liked him either. But I'm just saying, good art can come from bad things.
Yes. But he's a notorious asshole, though. Like, what if you...
Okay, fine.
Okay, what if you met... Remember when...
Was David Bowie a nice guy?
And
why would I care?
Right, but what if you met, like, Conan? Remember when Conan was in the building? We were in the building. Conan was at TNT doing some sort of promotion with the guys from inside. And we found out that he was in the building, and we ran down. I remember like going down to see if we could meet him, but he had already left or something. Is that what happened?
Well, that's what they told you.
Yeah, probably.
Ooh, did you get to meet Borat when you saw him at the film festival?
No. And if I had, he would have been in character.
I know, but still, that's what I mean.
Right. Yeah. But if Conan was a dick to me, I would be devastated. Like I would be like, you know what I mean?
What if he was a dick in a funny way though? Like, let's say you meet Larry David.
Sure.
Don't you want him to be mean to you?
Yes.
Don't you want him to be kind of an aloof asshole?
Yeah, but I also want him to like me.
Oh.
Well,
You don't care if anyone
this is a
likes
different
you.
thing. This is just
That's amazing.
And okay, you made a great point, JD. Because the other thing that I don't agree with is when people say celebrity X, I met them and they're not nice or something.
Right.
I don't trust people's barometer for what nice means.
Right.
Because a lot of people, when they say not nice, they mean not obsequious. They mean, like. In reality, if you had seen this interaction as a third-party observer, you'd be like, oh, Conan was nice. He said, oh, thanks very much.
Yeah.
Glad you listened to the show, and walked away. But in the person's telling it, they're like, he walked right by me. He didn't even stop to chat.
Right.
Like, the fuck you. They don't owe you anything.
No, exactly right.
And that's not rude. And show me a person that's been nice, like a normal, regular person, that's been nice 100% of the times they've interacted with people.
Right.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm tired sometimes,
I
or
can
annoyed
attest to that.
sometimes. Yeah. So I'm not always nice, and I'm not even famous. I mean, of course I am from this podcast.
Yeah. People will
Get
know
stopped
you.
all the time.
Big time.
People hear my voice.
Yeah, of course. I saw Billy Corgan recently posing with Bucky, the squirrel from the gas station.
From the eponymous gas
Do you
station.
think he was
Yes.
disappointed when they finally met? Billy Corgan was disappointed with Bucky.
No, they seemed both equally thrilled to be in each other's company.
Do you think Bucky was like, hey, at the concert tonight, do you think you could change it to Beaver in a cage?
Yeah. Anyway, I know that now that I mentioned Billy Corgan, I would be
A noted asshole.
yeah, totally. I would be disappointed if he wasn't a dick to me.
Yeah.
It would be
exactly.
just like, yeah, that's Billy Corgan for you. Sorry, William Corgan, I believe he goes by now.
And by the way, what does it prove if someone's not like if someone says, "Oh, JD, I'm doing the thing where I'm like name a young celebrity, name Haley Steinfeld." Okay.
wow.
If I see Haley Steinfeld
Yeah.
and I say, "Haley, loved you in Thing I Don't Know You," was she in the archery?
Yes.
Thing, okay.
Yeah, the
I loved
Hawkeye
you in the
show.
archery thing.
Yeah.
And then she's like, she takes a selfie with me. Then I go around saying, Haley Steinfeld's the nicest celebrity. She's so down to earth. She stopped it. What does that fucking prove? She could be a terror.
Yeah.
She could be mean to the hair and makeup person.
That's true.
Like when it's not the prying eyes of a camera or the public are looking, maybe she's a terror. What does it prove that she was nice to?
Right.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And by the way, let me take it further. I don't trust nice celebrities.
Right.
Celebrities whose brand, like, look at, and I'm loath to comment on this because it's a fast-paced, ever-evolving situation. Justin Baldoni versus Blake Lively.
Oh, yes.
Justin Baldoni, male feminist, TED Talk, Man Enough podcast. Oh, I'm so nice. I'm so nice. Is he nice? Doesn't seem so.
Doesn't sound
but
like it.
if you'd looked up on Reddit, oh, who's the nicest celebrity? Oh, Justin Baldoni. He loves women. That being said, Blake Lively, maybe something bad happened to her, but does she seem like a nice person? Maybe.
I mean, why not?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think I'm Team Lively over here, but I don't know. I don't
We're
know
all
enough
assholes.
Well, I mean,
sometimes.
sure. I don't know, whatever. And she just doesn't seem cool in general. Does Ryan Reynolds, you think, you love Deadpool?
Yeah.
You think Ryan Reynolds is a good hang? He's probably very nice, but he's probably not, like JD, your favorite, Andy Cohen.
Yeah.
Probably great hang, probably not that nice. If you were just ran into him on the street, he'd probably be like, all right, I'm trying to get
Yeah.
my matcha. Stop yelling at me about below deck.
I think here's the thing. I think that when you're meeting a celebrity and it's in the wild and you approach them, all bets are off, right? I think we're talking about more of a, hey, we've found ourselves in this situation together for whatever reason, whether it's I paid for a VIP experience to meet you, and if you're a dick, then that's a problem. I think that's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also, you cannot evaluate how nice. Let's say I pay for the VIP package at the next No Dunks All-Star show.
Yeah.
and I get to meet the guys after. Mm-hmm. If J.E. Skeets is a dick to me, that means that it doesn't mean he's a bad person. It means he's a bad employee. Like, he's bad at his job because he's getting paid for this. It's part of his job.
Well, yes. Now, see, this example, I do happen to know J.E. Skeets, and let me say this. If J.E. Skeets is a dick to you, you're the dick, okay? Because J.E. Skeets would never be not nice to somebody just to not be nice to them.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, do you want to hang out with nice people? Like,
clearly not.
No, just Tom Cruise comes to mind. I bet Tom Cruise would be very fake nice to you.
Yeah.
But do you want to hang out with him? No, you want to hang out with Andy Cohen, who would be normal mean to you, but also would be fun if, like, you were in a safe space and he knew you, or he, whatever. You were just hanging out.
Yeah.
I only want to hang out with authentic people.
Yeah.
You feel like you need to
Richard Dawkins.
just fucking say what you need, and I'm there. Don't be fake. Just don't hang out
my
with me.
my God, Richard, you're so funny. Actually, I'd prefer if you didn't say that because I don't like any mention of God.
He goes by
he British?
Dick.
Is he British, or did I do that for no reason?
And he goes by Dick. Just with me.
Okay,
though. Just with
Dickie.
me.
He allows you to call him Dick. Look, Andy Cohen, if he was, I want him to be mean. Yes, you're right. I do. But not to me.
You'd love it if he roasted your ass,
Of course. If I could roast him back, and then we'd be fast friends, I think.
All right, let's get to one more here. Hey, Matt, JD, and Rachel. My kids use my Spotify account a lot, so I get a lot of recommendations for songs I otherwise wouldn't. Today, Spotify recommended an album to me called A Whole New Sound by Disney. Curious, I clicked on it to find that Disney had hired multiple alt-rock / pop-punk bands to recreate some Disney classics. Mm-hmm. We have Simple Plan singing Can You Feel the Love Tonight, Yellow Card singing A Whole New World, and Tokyo Hotel singing Colors of the Wind, to name a few. I'm really conflicted now because all these songs provoke good childhood memories and emotions for me.
Yes.
And I do enjoy listening to these bands singing their own songs. But listening to Boys Like Girls sing You'll Be in My Heart rubs me the wrong way. Is butchering childhood songs good? But more generally, have you ever had a thing you love ruined by a cover, redo, reboot, or sequel? Keep up the good work. Love the pod. That's Nicholas from Malaysia. If you're wondering if I listened to this album, JD, oh boy, did I.
Did you? Okay.
Oh, yeah. And it's bad.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, unlike
disappointing.
Nicholas, I don't want to hear really any of these bands sing their own songs either.
Okay.
But
that's the problem right there.
that could be the crowd. But I listened to Simple Plan, Montreal's own Simple Plan, singing Can You Feel the Love Tonight.
Yeah.
Ooh, Roof Stoof. And it is so auto-tuned, or it almost sounds like a vocoder. Like, it's so layered and thick.
Right.
Like and of course it starts slow. Can you feel? And then it's like, doom, doom, bow.
Sure.
Not for me. But have you ever had a work of art ruined for you, JD?
No, not ruined. Absolutely not. I mean, it's just a cover.
So it doesn't matter, like a cover
Well,
or
it's
a
like-
redo of your favorite childhood movie or something. Oh, what about like the last Star Wars? Didn't you hate that?
No, I didn't.
The Rise of Skywalker?
Nah, it's fine. I was fine with it.
Okay, fine.
I really like the guy, he's dead now, but his rendition of Over the Rainbow, the ukulele guy. What was his name?
Tiny
That guy
Tim?
died?
Yeah.
Oh, Tiny Tim or
Not
the
Tiny
the
Tim.
Polynesian man?
The Polynesian guy.
Oh, that guy died?
I think so. God, did I dream that? I'm putting up
don't
fake
know.
news, people.
I don't know.
I think
That would be. That's a great one though, because how would you really know?
Yeah.
Like, we haven't heard from him. I haven't heard from him recently,
Yeah.
so I'll say that.
I love
but I
that.
didn't expect to hear from him recently.
Yeah.
if you do.
I mean, look, Somewhere Over the Rainbow is one of the greatest songs ever written. I don't think I've ever heard a bad version of that song,
That's true.
if I'm being
Oh,
honest.
and another one I love is Johnny Cash's Hurt.
Yeah.
You mean?
Over the 9 Inch Nails version. I
Oh.
prefer his.
But you're doing the reverse. You're saying cover songs I've loved.
That I
He's saying
prefer.
cover songs that ruin the original for you.
No.
But
not
I don't.
ruined.
It's not possible for it to ruin the original. Like ruin it.
Yeah,
just
it
go
is.
back.
It is.
No, it isn't. Come on.
It is. I'm going to give you an example.
All right.
One artist has ruined many songs for me, and that artist's name is
Soft Cell.
Weird Alfred Yankee.
Oh, come on.
He has.
Stop.
Because okay, Give It Away, Red Hot Chili Peppers. JD, I know one of your favorite albums.
Sure, yeah.
From one of your favorite albums. I cannot stop hearing now. A Betty and a Barney got a baby named a Bam Bam. Little Pebbles is his number one fan. Yabba dabba 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 do now. It's in my head whenever I hear Give It Away.
Oh,
The actual original.
When I hear the original, I'm thinking the Weird Al version in my head.
Yeah.
Like even Trying to Catch Me Riding Dirty, like a song that I never really listen to that much. Mm-hmm. I hear White and Nerdy when I hear Riding Dirty now.
Oh.
I mean, when I hear Lola, I do think of Yoda.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Well.
Weird Al's ruining song. When Weird Al took I've Got My Mind Set on You, but second George Harrison reference in this podcast on record. When he changed it to this song's just six words long, that was devastating. Yeah. Devastating. Yeah. You can't come back from that. Yeah. George has got to go, fuck, he's right. He got me.
Yeah, Eat It is up there as well.
Fat.
Yeah, wow, two Eat It and Fat, same.
It's been canceled.
Wow.
Well, that's a situation where the parody song's been canceled and the original artist has also been canceled.
Right. Wait, did Weird Al get canceled? He's not canceled, is he?
No, I'm just saying fat. Like,
right.
It's not, we're not supposed to just be screaming fat. Though I think what Michael Jackson did allegedly is worse. So we should just, if we had to pick, fat would be the more politically correct version.
You're right.
So that's why at my wedding, we will need Michael Jackson to get the floors filled, but we will be using Weird Al's Fat.
So you would argue that Weird Al has saved a few songs, actually, when you think about it.
I would.
Yeah.
Songs that have been kind of ruined through context for me, like I would say Seven Nation Army, like there's just no need to ever play it yourself again. You're going to hear it within the next 7 days anyway.
It's so rare that I actually hear the original recording of it. It's usually like people singing it or
stomping
an organ or something at a sporting event. But yeah.
I was also thinking like songs that are in commercials sometimes. I mean, I know that it doesn't usually upset me, but like the reverse is there were songs growing up that I didn't even realize were real songs. And I'm sure this has happened to many people, but like Like a Rock, Bob Seger.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I thought that was a Chevy jingle.
Yeah.
I did not realize that was. And She Works Hard for Her Money also kind of is in that. I couldn't tell you what ad that's from, but I feel like it's been in 100.
Yeah, sure.
Even like I think Jump In, Pointer Sisters, is that like in a lot of car commercials? There's other ones that are like inextricably like even Simply the Best. Tina Turner's not in a lot of commercials.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now that you mention
it. So it's possible. It's possible that songs can be ruined. But Weird Al, you're on my fucking hit list, man. I can't listen to I was gonna say CeeLo, but that's not who I mean. Who do I mean? Fantastic Voyage. Coolio, that's who I mean.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm interested in an Amish Paradise, Ruin my favorite song.
I think you've listened to way too much Weird Al. That's the problem.
That's the funny thing. I'm not even a big Weird Al guy.
Wow.
I did see the movie with, God, we got into this podcast because my references are running out. I'm getting the reference, but I'm not getting the name of the person in the reference. Daniel Radcliffe. Thank you. That's what I was thinking of.
The biopic. I have not seen that.
The biopic, yeah. It's cute for a bit, but it didn't need to be a full movie.
Who plays Dr. Demento? That's what I want to know.
It is someone that you would know.
Did you ever listen to Dr. Demento, or is that just an old
I'm young
thing? God damn it.
Yeah.
Every Sunday night I listen to that. Barnes and Barnes.
The quintessential Dr. Demento parody, though, is Mr. Show.
Yes. Yeah. What did they call him? I can't remember.
Well, anyways. We have no more references, so check us out. Patreon.com/isthisgood. JD, you have till the end of this spiel to...
We're officially spent.
If you have topics, email us isthisgoodpod@gmail.com, because you could have a question right on the next mail show, which is super fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
The thought that we put into these questions. It's really, truly amazing. So thanks for listening. Thanks in advance for leaving a 5-star review. If you know any of the references we can't remember, shoot me a text. For Rachel and JD, I'm Ed Austin, and this was good. JD, do you have it?
I don't have it. I just Googled Dr. Demento, Mr. Show. It's all Dr. Demento stuff. God damn it. Is it like Dr. Weirdo or whatever? I can't remember. Anyways.
Well, that was worth it. We'll see you next week.